Hello everyone and welcome back to the Apollo 13 campaign in Reentry. Today's plan is to perform some corrections to our entry trajectory, which basically means a mid-course correction burn in the lunar module.
Course, Houston. Go ahead. Jim, we're setting up your burn for 105.30, and we'll be working up pad, etc., based on that time. Over. Roger, the time will be 105.30. And Houston, how do you read Aquarius? I'll read you loud and clear, Fred. How do you read? Okay. Raj, we were just about to send you up some items of information pertaining to the burn. Are you ready to copy? Okay, go ahead, Ben. Okay, Fred. First of all, preparations for this, starting with contingency checklist page 24, we would recommend should start at 104.30 GET. And we'll be happy to receive any comments you have on that, though. Next point, the burn is very insensitive to burn time and attitude. In other words, necessary, we can slip it if there's any problem at all, and attitude isn't too critical. So that brings us to the point that we only have one real burn rule. That is, if rate about any axis gets to 10 degrees a second, that's the limit. Stop the burn. Okay, Vance, you're saying we should start into the prep in the contingency book at about 104.30. And I'll talk it over in a minute with Jim, and we'll get back with you on it. We got one burn rule that says if the rates are greater than 10 degrees per second, shut it in. That's right, Fred. And if you have any questions at all regarding the alignment, why, please let us know. We'll be happy to answer them, like aligning on the Earth as was described before. Okay, the picture that Jim gave me on his view through the COAS was we'd have the partial Earth, the lit portion, laying in the top half of the COAS, with the cusp laying right on the YY line. And so the whole dark part of the Earth would be in the bottom part of the Earth, except a very thin crescent of the dark part to a line above the YY line. Yeah, that in essence would put our x-axis pointing towards the sun. That's correct. The plus x-axis pointing toward the sun and perpendicular to the terminator of the Earth. Okay. Okay, Vance, is the TIG time going to be approximately, is it 105 or 105.30? It's 105.30. Okay, your 104.30 time to start in sounds pretty good. It'll give us lots of time to get set up with the attitude business in case we have any trouble stopping TTC and getting there, and that'll give us a little time to be sitting and waiting all set up. Okay, Fred, good. We're going to get any sort of a pad on this? Aquarius, Houston, I've got your burn pad. Roger, Houston, stand by. Ready? Stand by to copy. Okay, ready to copy. Okay, P30 maneuver pad on the dips. Purpose is mid-course 5. Down 33.
105, 30, 0000. Noun 81 is NA. HA is NA. Perigee plus 00198 00078 015. The rest is NA. Shut down the engine at 1 second prior to the end of burn time. Shut down at 14 seconds manually. 10% throttle. Go ahead.
Okay, Jack, we got a dip mid-course 5. Down 33, 105, 30, 0000. Down 81, in/A. HA, in/A. Plus 00198. 00078. Burn time 015. The rest of the pad in/A. Shut down manually at 14 seconds. And the entire burn is at 10% throttle.
Okay, Fred, I want to verify that your Delta VR is 00078.
Okay, I read you back 00078.
Okay, good readback. You got it.
Okay, that's the burn. It's going to be a manual start and stop at 10% thrust, about 15 seconds long with a delta V of 7.8. And the attitude is going to be us looking at the COS with Earth in the center of the COS and the day side of Earth pointing upwards in the COS.
Right, Houston.
Go ahead, Houston.
Jim, Charlie has some procedures to read up for you.
Okay, Charlie, I've got the contingency checklist and standing by.
So the next procedures are slightly simplified due to the use of the LM AGS. If you want to follow the procedures, open the same Apollo 13 LM contingency checklist used earlier. This is what I have open right now. During the real mission, this was read up to the crew a few hours earlier, but this chapter will execute them one step at a time. This is just to save some time in terms of preparing these missions for you.
Okay, Jim, we'd like you to turn to page 24, which is the 30-minute activation, and this is going to be a procedure for the mid-course burn. Okay, 30-minute activation. Omit steps 1, 2, and 3. Perform step 4, RCS system AB/2. Over. And on the EPS activation, same page, perform step 1, and in step 2, perform line number 6, EPS display close. Over. All right, turn to page 25. On page 25, omit step 3, perform step 4. On step 4, last line, scratch CB16 EPS inverted to closed. Over. Step 5, perform step 5. Under primary glycol loop activation, step 1, line 1, CB16 ECS display close. Omit the rest of step 1 and step 2. Perform step 3 with the following deltas on step 3, and if you'll turn to page 26, I'll give you the deltas on the activation circuit breaker list. Over. On line 1, row 1, under AC bus A, tape recorder should be open. Deca gimbal open. All the other ones as shown on the page. Over. Okay, on row 2, under RCS System A, ascent feeds 2 and ascent feed 1 should be open. Under flight displays, mission timer should be open. GASTA open. Ordeal open. Under AC bus A, GASTA open. The rest are as shown on the page. Over. Okay, row 3, under propellant, decent helium, reg vent should be open. Under heaters, rendezvous radar standby open. Landing radar open. Under stab control, ATCA pings open. Under ED and lighting, all 4 open. Over. Okay, under row 4, under ECS, glycol pump auto transfer close. Under COM, up data link open. VHF-B and VHF-A should be open. Under pings, LGC DISCI open. IMU operate open. Over. Okay, under the last row, under EPS is the only delta, and that is under the cross-tie bus. It should go open. Over. Going on to page 27, activation, panel 16. Under RCS system Bravo, ascent feed 1, ascent feed 2 should be open. Under propulsion, pugs should be open. Ascent helium reg open. Over. On the next 3 rows, we only got the 9 deltas, so I'll go through the next 3 rows completely. Under lighting, flood, open. Track, open. Under ED logic, under ED, logic, open. Under stab control, descent engine override, open. Under ECS, suit flow control, open. Under row 3, COM, display, open. VHF-A, transmitter, open. VHF-B, receiver, open. Under ECS, display, that's crew option. Last row, under EPS, inverter 2, open. Over. On page 28, under VHF/S-band activation and checkout, scratch step 1. Under step 2, change down voice backup to voice. Scratch step 3. Under pings turn on, scratch the entire procedure. Under DAP set gimbal drive, scratch entire procedure. Over. Going on to page 29. We've got, at this point, there's a write-in required. It's about a 6 or 7 liner, and I'll try to go fairly slowly and let you write it down if you're ready to copy. Over. Okay, at this point, we'd like you to verify RCS heaters in auto for 15 minutes. What we're trying to do here is we're getting you set up in an attitude so you can damp your rates and come out of PTC. And this is the configuration. I'm reading you now the next 6 lines of procedure for getting you into configuration to damp the rates and stop PTC. Over. Okay, step 2, balance couple off, dead band minimum, attitude control, pitch and roll to pulse, yaw to direct, mode control, AGS at hole, guidance control to AGS, damp rates, pitch and roll with the TTCA, yaw with the ACA, with the earth in the front window. We were hoping that in your PTC that you occasionally see the earth coming through the window, and if that's true, then we'd like you to have to just damp the rates with the earth in the forward window, and then we'll give you the burn attitude via the forward window on the earth momentarily. Over.
Okay, so now we want to maneuver, so we want to stop our rate from the PTC and try to center the Earth in the forward window, just like that. So the instructions are saying that wait or maneuver until the Earth is in the forward window, as center as possible on the COAS and the LPD vertical lines. So this is quite close. Then stop the PTC rates, and soon we will then center the Earth in the COAS. So let's proceed.
Continuing on page 29 with the printed procedure. The first 4 lines, scratch. Step 3, scratch. Under AGS, activation. 1 change, add a step. First step will be verify ASA CB 16 in for 10 minutes. The rest of the AGS activation is as printed. Over.
Continuing on with the procedures, let's go ahead and do as instructed.
Proceeding on to the rest of page 29 under RCS press, scratch the entire 3 steps as printed. On page 30, scratch step 4 under the RCS press, over. Under dips press, step 1, line 1, scratch. Line 4, decent helium rig 1, talkback barber pole. Under step 2, scratch. Step 3, scratch. Landing gear deploy, scratch. Over. We'd like to add a procedure to get you to burn attitude, over. We're looking for a local horizontal retrograde burn, which means using a coas. If you put the horizontal line on the coas on the horns of the earth and then roll to place the x-axis in the direction of the sun, that will put us in burn attitude.
Okay, so with the Earth visible in the window, maneuver using the attitude controllers to center the Earth in the coas or on the LPD markings. So the center of the Earth is in the center of the marks, so we'll do our best to do exactly that. And as I said, attitude isn't that important for this burn, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, and then the next, roll to align the line that separates the night and day part of Earth, the crescent, so that the day side of Earth, this side here, is in the top upwards direction and the night side in the bottom down direction. This will point the DPS engine in the direction of the sun. Okay, I think that's good enough.
Turning over to page 33, minus 4 minutes. Okay, moving down the page to about line 7 to engine gimbal. Engine gimbal off. Down to mode control. Make that read mode control AGS at hole, and then scratch propellant quantity monitor, descent 1. Over.
Okay, Houston, we have our attitude set.
Okay, Aquarius, attitude looks good here, and your choice when you want to start the burn.
We're counting down, aren't we, or do you want us to start anytime?
Your choice.
You guys are getting easy.
Not time critical, Jim.
I understand.
And Houston, we reset our clock, and we making the burn, and about, I'll give you a hack here, it's 2 minutes to go.
Okay, so we've set the event timer to 2 minutes, and we are now going to give marks so we can sync the clocks. So let's be prepared to start event timer.
Okay, stand by. 2, 1, mark it. 3 minutes to go. Correction, 2 minutes to go, Jack.
Roger, 2 minutes, we got it.
Okay, thrust is set to 10. And in my sim, I need to open up this one. I think I haven't tried without it, but my logic, as far as I can recall, requires this because I haven't implemented the internal piping that would allow me to perform a very short DPS burn without having the valves open. And then we are going to go for a manual start. And the real procedure is that we're now using AGS. And if you want, I think if I recall correctly, I can at least align the F die with a 000 at the current attitude, so that this one will roll. So 000 is in my current attitude, which is now pointing towards the Earth. And this is what I did in the real mission, but since I don't have the AGS properly implemented, I just skipped it for now. But obviously that will come eventually. And start. 14. Three, 2, 1, stop.
Okay, looks good. Nice work.
Let's hope it was.
Okay, Aquarius, we're ready to follow you through on setting up PTC and power down.
Okay, okay, we're pressing into getting PTC established right now.
Okay, so now we're going to return to the PTC, and which means that we'll first need to center the Earth in the COAS in case there's been any raids. So let's go ahead and verify that, and I'll just use the LPDs for now. Now let's get back to where it was. Okay, and now you can Now you can see the direction of the sun on Earth, and since I'm aligned with it, means that my spacecraft is getting the sunlight at the same direction. Okay, so now we should be aligned. Okay. Done. We have no rates. You can use backspace to kill them.
12 pulses, yaw right. And that'll take you about 3 seconds to get them in if you don't want to count them.
12 clicks right.
Okay, let's establish a slow rate, a slow yaw. Sure, I'm good. Okay. And there we have a very slow rate. There's no way of saying how fast the rate is without any instruments, so I'm just setting this here. Once I have the AGS set up, these rates would work, but that's currently in development. Okay, let's go ahead and set AGS to off.
Okay, Jack, are we clear now to proceed with the power down?
That's affirmative, Fred. We're ready to press on with the power down, and I've got 2 changes for you. Step 1 of the emergency power down on page power-5. Over.
That's power-5, page 81.
Go ahead.
Okay, leave your power amplifier switch and primary device off, and put your ranging switch to range, device off, reset.
Okay, and now we are going to run through that modified checklist. Okay, power down is complete. And that completes the mission. There was a lot of things going on in this mission. So first of all, we prepared for the mid-course correction, the manual mid-course correction burn, where we aligned Earth in the center of the COS and ensured that our engines were pointing towards the sun. And then we performed the manual burn, and once we were done with the burn, we went ahead and got into a PTC roll before powering down the Luna module using the same modified power down checklist that we've been using earlier. So with that, I'll see you in the next mission.